Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Spirit Chair podcast. Today, we have a very special person who is in the hot seat and a very good friend of mine. I'd like you to introduce Alex Reid. Alex, how are you?
Hi, Louisa. How long has it been?
About 10 years.
Wow. How are you doing?
Oh, thank you for asking. I'm doing well. Everything's good in my life.
I see all the things you're doing. Great. And now we're here.
Thank you. Well, I always wanted you to come and to be. This is not an interview, by the way.
No, we've
This
been
is a
planning to do
general
this more than
chat.
a year.
Yes, it's a chat.
Life gets busy, doesn't it?
100%. And now you're a father of how many children?
4.
Wow. And if you remember 10 years ago, I predicted.
Yes.
Well,
10 years ago I had Dolly.
Yes. But I predicted another, I think I predicted another 3 or 4.
But yes, you did. And we were struggling. We had 8 miscarriages.
Wow.
So we were like, I always had faith that we will have little monkeys. And now we have 3 of them.
I'll just touch on Dolly. Don't you see Dolly at all?
I don't.
Oh, right.
That's so sad. That's really sad. I'd love to see her.
I always think that one day a child will always find the father. You will.
She's half of me, and she, when I used to see her, I'd see she had the same kind of traits and how she would think, and with that, she's going to ask a lot of questions. So one day the door is open. I look forward to seeing her one day, and welcome her into the fold.
And you will.
Yes, I know.
So, first of all, before we start entering the world of Alex Reid and the world which not everybody knows, there's so many sides to you and not the obvious side which everybody prints and everybody talks about. This is going to be a different podcast.
So I'm a brain scientist.
Actually, are you that as well?
Of course I am.
So it wouldn't be my truthful energy not to ask you. And I'm just going to touch on it once about the elephant in the room and the missing person of an ex-wife. What's your take on that? I mean, obviously we've got to. This is only your take on it legally. Yes,
I've struggled for his name. Not a lot. I know you're going to ask me about this. It's drama, and I don't know if I believe all of it. I think he's been arrested in Dubai or something. He actually challenged me to a cage fight. Weirdly, as much as I'm the one who always uses them to get out there, he's using my name to. I'm like, really? It was all on the front page of all the newspapers, and I was like, oh. And I've got a duty of care. I'm a professional. I mean,
yes.
He's just trying to get some publicity, and I had said no, I would never do that. But well, I say never. But if the money's right, I'm an entertainer, and that's entertainment. But with her, it's like the stories are getting crazier and crazier, and that worries me. Yeah, that does worry me. That is bad. I have compassion for her because I see it's not a nice life.
No.
She's, I see the bitterness and what's going on the outside with the face and the boobs and the bum, and it's not healthy.
It's interesting you say that, and it's so nice to hear the fact that you have a compassionate side towards that situation, because I know you, and you're very empathetic, you're very caring, and you're also a very spiritual person. That's why, hence, we've got you on this Spirit Chair podcast today. And I'd like to say to you, when I see Katie through the media and when I hear about her, I always send her love and light, because I do feel her damaged life is now being played out again and again, and old wounds. If you don't sort of go back to the old wounds and where it started to sort it out, you're never ever going to have a conclusion.
I mean, like as an ex-soldier, and I left the army because I don't want to kill people, but I do believe in a warrior class, and I believe we need strong people in the world to defend from the bad people that do bad things. It doesn't mean I don't send them love. I don't want to kill my enemy, but if they're shooting me and they're shooting my kids, I'm going to defend myself. I will take them out. And that's how, unfortunately, I see the relationship with Kate. I have compassion, but at the same time, the damage and pain she's caused me and my family is unacceptable. And I just need to protect them. That's it.
So how do you step away from that when you see it in the media, when people mention the fact that you used to be married to, and it's so long ago, you've done so much in life since that one marriage, which ended in a disaster at the time. However, we send it love. How do you move on from that?
Well, I mean, it's so I kind of forget I was part of that craziness, to tell you the truth. I don't really think about it. I used to look at the stories from time to time in the paper, but now there's like 20 a day. You get to the point where it's absolutely despise it. You don't really want to go and find out what's going on. I've got enough people who will call me and tell me if there's something really bad.
Yes.
And I used to be like, oh, what's being said now about me? But then you get to the point as you get older, you don't want to waste your time. You want to do things which are good. How long are we here for in this physical incarnation? As Alexander and Louise, I want to spend time with the people who I love. It's very tricky though, because when someone is trying to damage you and say horrible things, and I get a lot of that, you want to defend yourself and defend your loved ones.
I
I mean,
just
do
want-
you say
yeah.
do you send people love when then if I really close to you, it's funny, the people as close to you are the people who hurt you the most. And if I say something really horrible about you out, and would you not try and, as much as you send me love, would you not feel like, you bugger?
Of course, because there's always there is a human side to me, and also the spiritual side, and that has to be combined. It has to be. You have to walk in that energy
So it goes
constantly.
spiritual, right? I've never really had this conversation with you. I have done a lot of soul searching on spirituality. I've gone all around the world looking at different theologies. Where do we come from? Why are we here? The soul, the physicality. Looking at every single religion. How does it work with you? Are you a religious denomination?
Well, for me, do I believe in God? Yes, I do. Do I believe in angels? Yes, I do.
Which God?
And exactly, I believe in the God of all, the God of the universe, the God of the soil, the God of the sands, the God of the seas. And what I believe, Alex, is the fact that my mother is my spirit guide, and wherever she is in heaven, I know she opens the door for me. She brought you here today, and I want to say, is your mother Carol? And your mother's in spirit now, and I know that your mother brought you here today, without a shadow of
How
a
old
doubt.
was your mum when she passed?
My mother was 80 when she died.
How long ago?
2018. And thank you for asking. I really love that. And it's interesting because a funeral dress that I wore for a funeral is that dress there.
Wow.
So that dress was made out
What
of
was
my
your
mother's
relationship?
dress with me.
You two, you were really close?
My mother, very, very, very close. Thank you. Thank you for asking me this. I'm actually enjoying this chat. My mother was very, very philosophical. So she was more philosophical than actual mediumship. I'm
Did
very
she have
much
that
mediumship.
gift?
Pardon?
Sometimes a gift, sometimes a curse. Did she have the
Yeah,
gift
my
curse?
mother had the gift. She had the gift of seeing, and she had the gift of faith healing. And if you remember, faith healing's probably gone out of the window a little bit more now. And it's where you demonstrate somebody's poorly, and you allow faith to come from the energy of the universe, and you then practice your hands not to touch you, to feel the energy of faith and the
with you.
belief
I'm
that it
with
comes
you.
forward.
Do you know? Because I'm big into Christianity now, and I also think studying. I believe truly in Jesus. He would be horrified at what's gone on. I think many of the people who created their religions, Buddha, they'd be horrified at some of the things that have gone on in their name afterwards. But I've studied Reiki, Sekhem healing, went to Egypt to study Kabbalistic healing. Ultimately, if you're trying to bring good energy and good intention, I would say that's a really good thing. But I do understand I've got a lot of religious Christian scholars who I debate with, and I'm always in church saying I don't buy that. There's a lot of good critical thinking. That's a good thing. I'm like, nah. They almost think I'm not worshipping the devil, but I'm calling on dark forces. And I'm like, well, these are tools to how I
Yes.
see it. I mean, if sometimes you might want to use a hand grenade, sometimes you want a gun. But
So let me just interrupt you there. So do you feel as though you've had a spiritual awakening? Because your journey of obviously combat, you were in the Marines, which you've got to be
oh no,
you've got to be very
Hang,
tough.
what?
You've got
Hang on,
to
stop. I'm going to walk out of here right now. What was I in?
were you not in the Marines? Hold on, let me just see. This is it. You see, I was not given the right
Oh
information.
my God!
Hold on,
Who are the Marines? Number one rivals. Sort it out, sister.
Oh, go on, remind me, please.
Oh, you don't know.
So you've even got me
I
hitting
was
the
a
mic now.
Paris.
Oh, okay.
The Paris. Look, we're brothers in arms,
Yeah.
but there's
No,
like that
but to
rivalry.
be fair though, you do look like a stereotypical Marine when you walked in. So forgive me.
How
And maybe,
dare you? Don't
maybe
worry.
in
You
a
want to
past
spit on me?
maybe in a
Seriously?
past life. Listen,
No,
listen,
Paris,
listen,
Paris, girlfriend.
listen. You can call me a tea leaf reader. I will not get offended.
Paris.
Right, the Paris. So when you were in the Paris, forgive me, Mother, and Carol, you come down and sort your son out now. Keep.
When I was in the Paris.
Go on. When you were in the Paris, Mr. Reid, did you have that spiritual thread within you? Did you always think, wow, I'm
Always.
doing this and I'm fighting with it internally? How did you sort of balance that?
I was a little boy who was bullied, and I was always a bit different. I said I'm weird at the moment because obviously Mum's gone.
Yeah.
And there's all sorts of things going, which we might get into in a bit. I'm weirder than normal, but I was always a bit weird. I didn't really fit in, although I wanted to fit in. So I would always, at the age of 5, I'd look up at the skies and ask, what's it all about? Why do we have to die? Where do we go? Real deep questions that you probably, I don't know, most 5-year-olds ask. So I was always searching.
Yeah.
What's it all about? So yeah, I always believed in spirits. I would see spirits. I don't know if it was my imagination. I would have like magical friends. I would, being a bit lonely sometimes. I wasn't Billy No Mates, but I was quite out there, extravagant.
So how did you fit in with your family? Did you sort of see a big difference between you and your siblings? Did you stand out more than the rest for this sort of how you were?
I think there's jealousy from my family, and that's understandable. And understanding psychology, I'm the baby, so I got everything. I don't think we were particularly rich, but when you're the middle children or the later children, the first child gets love, super love. I mean, all the children get love, but you kind of get missed out. The next one comes along, and you. Rupert, the brother next up, he was the baby boy, and then I come along, and it's like, who's that bugger? The amount of fights we used to have.
No, I actually understand that because I'm the youngest of 4.
Oh, you're the baby.
Yeah, I'm the baby.
And how many are 4? So how
4.
are you?
So
I love them dearly.
Yeah, 4. And I think when you're the 4th, especially having 4, when you're that little 4, you're always sort of fighting for an attention, and you want to be different, and it's something within you. I think it's a definite spiritual thread. I really, really do. It's like a spiritual thread within you. And I feel as though you're always battling to be seen.
I mean, I'm lucky. I had very cultured parents who were into all sorts of art, and Dad was a paratrooper himself, and then he became a hippie.
Wow.
And Mum was he was a rough and ready geezer from Walthamstow. Then he met this frightfully posh lady from Aldershot of all places.
So he actually married above his station. That's what they used to say. My mother used to always say that.
Yeah.
If married above the station.
Yes, I'm sure she would have told him that. Yes, absolutely. But he left the army because he didn't want to have war and stuff. I think he saw war, and had us. And I felt so wonderful that I remember the walks in the woods, fighting dragons and monsters, and going to castles, going to Cornwall and Tintagel, going camping, going to places like Butlins. All these magical memories that my parents created. It wasn't an accident. They created them. I always had such love and art, and I was free to be who I wanted to be.
It's interesting because I could bring you on here for the spirit chair, and there's a spirit chair, and this is all about spiritual things and things that happen in your life. If you went back to yourself, and I know lots of people say go back to your younger self, but if you went back to yourself at the age of 8 and you went into your bedroom and you from a different realm, a different energy, came back and sat with the young Alex Reid, what would you actually say to your younger self at 8, Alex? What would you then take throughout your life?
I'd give him a big cuddle and say, don't worry, it's going to be all right. Because he was very scared. As much as I was very brave, but I was scared of everything. Overthink. I don't know if that's Asperger's or the ADHD, but you're like, what's going on?
So have you been diagnosed with Asperger's and ADHD?
Both, yeah.
How long ago was that?
Oh, I'm trendy now. I'm in the trendy.
You're in the trendy section.
I didn't want to say it like I mean, because when you're a kid, we didn't understand these things.
No, it's just you naughty sit in the corner. That was it.
I was always trying to overthinking everything. Even often I'm in interviews and like I blank out. Sorry, what were you just saying? And then I'll answer your question. I'll answer it in about 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I like how that's not really great when you're an actor
So
on TV.
So knowing that, what do you do with that information? Because I often think if somebody tested me and they said, "Oh, ADHD, like the psychic medium ADHD or Asperger's," where would you go with that? What do you do? Because obviously you can understand different situations in your life, maybe decisions you've made for the wrong or for the right. Where do you go with that?
Where do I go? In what respect? What's the
As in, you have that, I don't want to say it's a label, but you have that diagnosis. So does it just stay at the side within your life?
I don't use it as a badge. I'm
Yeah.
surprised I even mentioned. I wish I hadn't mentioned it now because it's not a badge. I don't wear it as a badge at
Oh
all.
no, you can feel that.
I'm finding it new, and I'm
Right.
finding it interesting that it's become a badge. And like people are born with all sorts of disabilities, and they can't do certain things, handicaps, and they don't realise, and they don't use it as a badge, and they still go off and achieve great, wonderful things.
100%.
But like, don't use it. So but now I know this. It's okay. How can I navigate around this problem I've got? You know, this challenge.
So have you been able to pinpoint times in your life where that has excelled within your decision making? Maybe
Yeah.
for you to marry the wrong person, or for you to
Yep.
go into the Big Brother,
all of that,
for you
all of
to
that.
do so many things.
All of that.
Or is that you?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the choices I've made against, call it God, call it your higher self, a mixture of both. That gut and this. How do you know what's you've got that feeling I shouldn't do this. You call it sin. When you feel like, I don't know if I should do that. When you feel a bit bad about, I've not listened to that. I've done so many silly things. I actually went to prison for contempt of court. I was civilly convicted, not civilly committed, not criminally convicted.
Did you keep that at the papers?
No, unfortunately not.
Oh.
I was used on purpose as an example.
Okay.
So they poured petrol on the situation, made it on fire. Look at him, look at Alex Reid. And shouldn't have gone, and I could have fought it, and I can overturn it now, but I've already done the time and I haven't. But long story short, I listened to someone who said to me, Alex, don't be an idiot. I do it all the time. I agreed with a false witness statement. I shouldn't have done. And my gut said, don't do it.
Okay.
And I'm like, why did I do that? And you also get, I don't know about you, do you get these nagging things when you, say for instance, you're a psychic. So do you get like, go left, don't go right?
100%. It's interesting because
the police are up there, but it's not speed.
It's interesting you say that because I'm actually looking at you now, and I know we've touched on a little bit about your past, your growing up and things like that, but I'd like to do a bit of a psychic experiment now with you, if you don't mind.
Love the psychic experiment.
And what I'd like to do, I'd like to chip into my psychic realms and to give you a off-the-cuff psychic reading for you. Now, interesting enough, as you're sitting there straight away, I do keep looking at something very, very important. And I keep looking at the country, Istanbul, and I do not know why. So this will be something that you're either going to go to or something that is going to call you. So there's something around Istanbul. Turkey, yes. There's also something around you. I do believe, I know you sort of hobbled in today, but I do believe that there's going to be something where the TV is going to see you in a different light. Because I feel for you, Alex, you've had so many labels, you've had so many situations that do not depict the true beautiful person that you are. I see a beautiful person. I know you're very empathic. And I want this 360. I want you to be back on the TV. I want you to be a household name because you have the ability to touch people's lives. And I've always thought that, and I've always seen that. So I'm actually going to predict that you will be on TV. I actually predict that you're going to be in a movie again. I do see a movie, but I do see a movie where it's people will see you and it's not, oh, there's Alex Reid, ha ha ha. And I don't mean that in any disrespect whatsoever. I mean it,
No, I'm with you.
they're actually gonna stand up and they're gonna smell the coffee. Because I can sit here and ask you loads about your past. I'm not interested because it's all been written, everyone's read about it. It's about you, the person. So if I gave you now a Louisa Earth Angel magic wand, and it's very powerful because it's from your mother Carol and it's from my mother Alice, what would you like to bring into your life?
What you just said is wonderful. I dream about that. I'm in pre-production for several different things.
Oh, please tell
Just
us.
that, just there's embers in the fire. They just need some oxygen. And it's not like that fame is interesting.
Mm.
It's very addictive. It's like an addiction. And look at the X, it but it's a double-edged sword. I seem to get all of the negative stuff of the celebrity. When it's nice, it's great. But the price is, though, the pain and suffering it's caused my friends, my family, and to myself, my own mental health. And the thing I concern about now is my children. That sounds all negative, but it doesn't have to be. I know I've decided, yeah, I've kept my head down, my nose clean, to stay away from the celebrity world and acting and all that stuff, because I've got these beautiful little children at the moment, and they're all time consuming. But I want to make them proud, and what's going to actually make this? I can go and stack shelves, be on a building site, do a hard day's living, graft. But is that really going to make me satisfied and make me vibrant and energetic? So I want to show my kids, go and watch, which my mum did for me. She believed in me. We didn't have money, and she believed in me. She borrowed money to get me to take me to acting school. And her friends, our rich friends said, "This is crazy investment." No, my mum believed in me. And
Wow.
from there, one of the proudest moments I had was buying my mum a gold watch a year after I came out of acting school, because I'd got a job in Hollyoaks, taking her to the set. She believed in me. So that's what I want to do for my kids. And I want them to be inspired by what their dad's done. And I've done a lot of things. And like I said, I'm in pre-production for some things, but they need a few more of these.
Well, what I'm prepared to do spiritually, I'm going to blow my spiritual air on those. I'm going to instill that they do come to fruition. You're deserving and you need this break. And if I was your child at the age of 16, I'd look at you and think, Dad, I'm so proud. You're just the dad that I wanted. Because I do believe that there's so many things that you've done in life and so many things you're yet to do. And also you've got the greatest gift in spirit, and that is the gift of your mother, Carol, because she will walk with
So
you
this is what I
massively.
was thinking. You remember you saying this to me, um, and where I'm quite heavily involved in the Christian stuff, and I don't. I have great philosophical debates. I said I don't agree with that.
Mm.
I'm using when I've used my Reiki healing. I use the power of God, Jesus,
Yes,
a good energy light
the faith.
to come through me, if I've done that myself.
Mm.
And when we're talking about it was literally recently that my mum's funeral, and I said to my mate, my vicar mate, he's actually the godfather of my children, Alwyn. I said, "Do I have to let her go?" He says, "Yes, you do." I said, "But the thing is, I understand. I need to let mum go so she can go and do her own stuff.
Mm.
And I know she will always. The Christian belief is you need to let them go and don't call upon parents or spirits to help you. Call on Jesus." But I'm like, well, hold on. I don't know if I completely agree with this. Sorry, I just bumped the mic. Don't if I completely agree with this. I I do want my mum to rest in peace and to have fun and to go off and do the things she's got to do. And I also know, as I'm the baby boy, she will stick around me all the time. And I kind of like that. And I actually said, "Mum, can you open some doors? Can you?" And you said she would. But
100%.
by me not letting her go, do I need to let go? How does that work? When they say let go,
See, for me spiritually, I know that my mother now resides in heaven. She
right?
walks around heaven.
Yeah.
She's in heaven. Jesus to me and God is, yes, it's massive. It's there. It's the ultimate. It's the umbrella in effect. that covers everything. And my mother and spirit is underneath. Now, I don't call upon my mother. I don't say, Mother, come here now.
I had with
But,
my dad.
oh, right, okay.
And we
But
had to,
what
and we
I
had to
do,
do a seance because he was staying around.
okay, but what I do, I actually say, Mother, this situation, can you help me? So even when people come to see me for readings, and I know you have over the years, I never call a spirit in. A spirit will enter, my mother will open the door, a spirit walks through, and then it happens. Just going back from what you said about your dad, because that's interesting, especially for the listeners. Was your dad was he a spirit in the house causing havoc, or did you feel as though connected? What made you
Well,
have to move him across, and how
he-
did you move him across?
The kids, the baby boys, they're 3 this month.
Wow.
Well, and my little girl is 5 next month. They would always look up, hi, and laugh and smile. I'm like, what are you looking at? The other day, Phoenix would always say, Bob, Bob, Bob. And Phoenix's name is Phoenix Bobby Reid.
Wow.
He doesn't know that's his name. He knows his name.
Yeah.
He call him Feeny. But he'd say, Bob, Bob, Bob. And then the other day when Mum had passed, literally 2 days after, he was like, hello, Grandma Carol. Hello, Grandma Carol. I'm like, what's going on? And Hunter, they live right next to a cemetery. He's always talking about Louisa. Your name's Louisa.
Yes. Oh, goodness sake.
Louisa. I'm like, little girl. It's a little girl. And she's got, and there's lots of children there.
Right.
Lots of children.
I must see that child.
And
see if I've got a spiritual connection.
He doesn't speak. He's extremely autistic.
Right. Well, I must see that child.
But he's clever.
I must see that child.
Houdini.
Because if he's called Louisa, for me spiritually, this is probably the reason you've come up here today.
Isn't that crazy?
This is the reason.
What did he say, Nick? Nick's my Mrs. Nicola. She hates being called Nick. Sorry, Nick. Nicola.
I love Nicola.
I said, "What? Yeah, Louisa." I'm like, "Really?" I didn't even realise.
Wow. Because it's interesting as well. You refer to me as Louise. So my birth name is Louise, and then when my mother passed away, I was outside the hospital, and somebody said to me, "Oh, can you get me a drink?" She was in the hospital. She was dead. And it was a tramp. And I said to him, "Oh, I'll go get you a drink." I thought, trust me, I got him a drink and a cake. He was there. He was in a right state. And I gave him the cake and the drink. And he looked at me and said, "What's your name?" And I looked at him and I said, "Louise." And he said, "Louisa, today you're my earth angel." So Louisa, I stood into my spiritual name on the day my mother died. So you referred to me as Louise today in front of my mother's dress. And your little son, who you said is autistic, has called Louisa. So I feel very, very touched with that.
And he would be like this. He would like,
wow.
You're here.
Yes.
And he'd be like, and laughing and say, having a conversation. It's like, I'm like, who is in the room? And I'm talking, what can you see? And they would always look up and smile. Wow. And we thought it might have been my dad. But so how does it work with, can they pull strings?
I think they can. I believe they can.
But
see, it's interesting.
By doing that, am I stopping them from resting?
No. You see, it's interesting because I have a few vicars who come to see me who are intrigued with what I do.
Any tarts?
Intrigued. Oh, please don't. Please, listen, we've not even touched. I'm not going to touch on. No. Roxanne, please. No, take it back. This is going to be an interview without that. It's not an interview, it's a chat. Why do I keep saying interview? It's not, I feel like you're interviewing there. What was your question again?
Calling upon. I always
calling upon spirit.
Old spirits. I'm like, hang on, do they not? I mean, do you believe in reincarnation?
Well, the thing is to me, it's very, very difficult because somebody saw me only 3 weeks ago, and it's quite an interesting girl. Her daughter is talking about, my name is Marie. I lived in 1922, and her daughter's there at age 5. And I'm looking at her daughter, and I cannot say that. I can't believe this girl. I can't say, you're fibbing, you're not telling the truth. And that really, really shocked me. I was thinking, wow. So in a word, yes, I do. I believe in reincarnation. I believe in so much because I've heard so much and seen so much. When somebody came to see me the other day, and I went to the cafe beforehand. This woman was called Lydia. And I saw this girl. I went, "Lydia's come forward for you." Yeah, that was for me. So synchronicities, I get told 24 hours before. This podcast was very late in the day. You said, "I'm coming down. Can I come down?" Such a thing. Lucky for me, I was available.
Yeah.
The studio was available.
Yeah.
I booked this studio. And
That's
this is And this is just like my grand's front room.
Yeah.
It didn't need a little bit of titivation, and that is it. So everything, Alex, is meant, and manifestation. You know about manifestation. You
Yeah. Oh,
think
yeah.
it, you believe it, you see it, you taste it, you write it down, and it comes to you. In
Listen to
fact, let me just go back, because you mentioned prison. Did you actually stay in prison overnight when you went to prison?
4 weeks
No way.
with very, very rough people. Let's talk about prison. That's interesting. I haven't really...
You don't mind me asking, do you?
No.
Because I'm intrigued. Did you have a mobile phone? Did you watch the television? Did
Mobile phone?
anybody actually come on to you? I've got to ask, because people will be saying,
I
ask the
was really
question.
disappointed. They said you get 3 meals a day and as much sex as you can handle. I kept saying, I'm going to the shower, boys. And no, all jokes aside.
Oh my God, one piece of soap.
All jokes aside, I mean, you don't joke about stuff
Oh,
like
no,
that.
no. Listen,
And
I'm laughing because I'm joining in your laughter.
You've got to get the porridge just right, literally. You can't be too aggressive because you'll be
Okay.
fighting all the time. You can't be too passive because you're going to get smashed up.
Okay.
And I saw that. And you've got to get it just right. And I came in there and I'm like, everyone was all making jokes and it was in the paper. And I was like, oh God, here we go. And I thought, I'm just going to I'll let them have one day and then I'm going to switch. Because otherwise I was going to get in trouble. You know, someone was going to take it. And then everyone was cool because they saw I was a geezer. You know, I'm not a geezer, but I mean, I'm a social chameleon.
It's interesting because throughout life, you've wore so many masks, haven't you? You have. Is this you without your mask?
Right now?
This minute, yeah.
Yeah.
And how do we know this? So anybody watching this podcast, how would they know that this is without your mask?
They won't know. I mean, and that they've got their own preconceived ideas. People have good, bad, the ugly. You know, it's like I mean, I don't know who's the real Louisa.
True. Good question.
I mean, we're all different people all the time as well.
100%.
We're a different person from day to day when we're in different company. And you do things sometimes to survive, you know, or sometimes you're frightfully posh and speaking with your pronunciation, and sometimes you're a geezer, mate.
Oh, you sound like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, either way.
Right.
Yeah, right. If I start going to accents now, won't we? So for you then, your life, because how old are you? Can I ask how old you are?
How old do I think?
You look about 40 to 44, but I know you must be nearer to 50. You're 50 now.
I'm nifty.
You're nifty.
I'm very nifty.
Oh, you look well, actually, for
I'm
nifty.
not as nifty as I'd like to be. As I told you, I don't want to sound like a doomsday. I'm in hospital for four different things at the moment.
Wow.
Things have fallen off and broken and snapped and twisted and bent, and it's all fun. It's fun getting older. So and I have ragged the body a little bit with a few.
Yeah, completely.
So
is that finished now? Cage fighting, is that done? That has to be done, surely.
Never say never.
Wow.
If I could hobble in there, look. If the money was, like I said, is it Lee Andrews, Katie Price's guy? He challenged me.
Now you brought that up, so now we're on the subject. Come on.
No, when he challenged me, I'm like, actually, even though I haven't fought since 2016, wow, 10 years ago, professionally, I'm still pretty deadly. But I just have to be very careful because I'm worried about things falling off, literally falling off.
Wow.
I was showing a move to an 18-year-old lad a year ago, and it wasn't even going hard. I'm like, stop! What? My arm's popped out. The arm had fallen, and I had to reconnect it to put it back in. And it was like, do you know what the main thing with that is? Lack of sleep. Little kids, I don't get sleep. You can take all the magical drugs and therapies, hyperbaric chambers, best food, massages, but if you're not getting sleep
is a good walk. Just going back to when I mentioned the Big Brother and when you did, I actually thought that was the pinnacle of you changing the audience's perception of you.
Yeah.
When I watched that, I was at home and I thought, this is Alex Reid's finest hour. Yeah. People saw you without any woman draped over you. Well, didn't you know? You were just.
I never wanted to go in it to be
authentic.
famous. I mean, I'd already done acting. I was known in my own right for martial arts, and I just landed a big TV show a week before I met Katie Price. Alex Reid, The Fight of My Life. I was given a big TV show network on Bravo Sky, but I was doing my own thing. And I didn't know wasn't going to go in. And this like mind man helped me for my fights. And he said, look, I think it's a good thing because you get to show people the real you. I was so hated.
No, but the thing is,
And that's what I've fought to win.
you completely turned the audience's perception completely 360. Because when I first saw you going in there, I saw the papers release, he's this, he's that, and the other. And the only thing is, which I thought, which will let the situation down, was when you came out and you were met by her. And I looked at that and I thought, if I could, as a spiritual advisor, if I could have got to you then, because you were in there, you were raw, if you were authentic, you were yourself. People were so drawn into you as Alex Reid, the person, because you weren't in there with anybody draped over you. You didn't have to pretend there was no mask. You were set up beautifully.
Hey, Alex,
You.
the priest, and I got rid of my whole support unit. This is the saddest thing about that. I was so, and I went along willingly, but I was controlled, really controlled.
So
Worse.
was it controlling that relationship?
100%, yeah. And that's sad. That's sad. And I got rid of all the people around me, friends, family. I mean, get rid of them completely, but I didn't stop to associate with them.
Is it? Do you think?
That's sad because they were the best.
Do you think you were stuck in that relationship because you were so fame hungry that you wanted to be the magazines and the newspapers, or because it was her and you were still completely with?
Fame is addictive. Fame is addictive. I never wanted to be famous for being famous.
And had you okay?
Yeah, and I love the cheer of a crowd, the love of an audience when I'm fighting or when I'm acting. That's great. I'm great, and I love that. That's wonderful. But you've worked for something. For just being, this is new. And it's also, I've said it multiple times, it's like a drug addiction. The endorphin and serotonin release you get from the celebrity world is, it's so addictive. So I can see the ex-wife is extremely addicted to that, to the point where it's destroying everything about her and her family. Yeah. That's sad.
I do think now that I think the first time in the past 12 months, people now, maybe 2 years, people have actually started to feel sorry for that person. They've actually been feeling sorry for that person because they've gone such down a road where they've destroyed, they've sent negative energy, they've done this, that now people are thinking, why do you actually need to do this? Go and live your life and enjoy your life for you. So I think all the exes.
But do you know what it is? It's as much as I have that. I also like, there is a part of me that's like, you're not good. I need to get you away from me because you're damaging and you're destroying people, your own children. I'm sure it's going to come out very soon. I'm not going to say about that yet, but it's also things going on there. It's not healthy, and you're just destroying the people around her. And when it gets like that, I don't want my children destroyed.
Can I ask a question? I'm over on Chassis. Did you actually ever meet Peter Andre? When?
No.
Did you meet him?
We're friendly.
Right.
We're cool now. We're allies.
Because they don't actually print that about you, do they? Because no one's interested in that, are they? Not interested in the fact that you get on. But I never actually thought you were
friendly with all of them.
Wow.
I mean, I'll even be friendly with Lee. I'm not. Who was horrible to me initially? It was
Kevin, yeah.
He's friendly with
Yeah. You see, it's interesting that out of all the exes, and I know you brought this up again, but we'll sort of swerve it again in a minute. Out of all the exes, I do think you've had the worst press. I think you've had the worst publicity around it. I think you've been violated so many times.
That's the
and it's cruel. It's unjustifiable. It's mother and dad. You're a dad. I know.
And that's what it is. I don't want my children to be bullied, and I feel back on what they had me, my little guys, and I'm like, do I take responsibility for that? Some, but it's not like I'm putting it out there to profit and to do a poor me, because it's the victimhood there. It has an effect on the people around you. My poor little girl.
How are you children?
They're gorgeous. I don't know how Dolly is, but the others are gorgeous.
Essentially, love and light. That's only a matter of time till the doors open. Do you know what I want to do now, Alex? I want to do a meditation. Only a brief meditation. I think it's what you need. And it's a meditation directly from source. So it's from heaven. So whatever your religion, this is all to do with love and light. So if you'd like to close your eyes. And I'd like you to breathe in for 3, And breathe out for 3. As you're breathing in and out, I want you to focus on a white cloud of light covering your feet, your legs, and your body. As you're breathing in and out, breathing deeper, and your body will become calmer as you're breathing in and out. As you are sat in a white light, your body is cocooned in the white light of peace, the white light of healing, the white light of spirit. In your bubble of white light, you will see a door. And let now your spirit to leave your body and open the door and walk through. Walk on the path, the beautiful path, walking past cherry blossom, rose trees. Your spirit is walking along the path, and your body is a shell sat on that chair. As you walk along the path, you feel a sense of your mother, your beautiful mother, and she is well. And you see her in the distance, sat on the spirit bench. The angels have brought her for you. Walk closer and closer and sit with her, Alex, as your body is a shell and your spirit sits next to her spirit. Feel the energy of your mother. Angels, thank you for allowing this energy. Thank you for bringing Carol, Alex's mother, to sit on the bench. She has been waiting for him. This is what he needs. Focus, confidence, determination, true grit. Sit with her. You then get up off the bench together and you walk along the beautiful path. Your body is a shell, Alex, and your spirit is walking with your mother. I see it. I feel it. Your mother is well. Your mother has peace of mind. Each step you take with belief. Each step you take with courage and love and faith and hope and belief. I believe in you, Alex, my son, my love. As you walk along the path, you have a sense of resetting, reclaiming the person who you wish to be, who you are. You walk closer back to the door you originally came through, and you look at your mother. There is no tired face, there is no fear, there is no illness. Feel the energy of her. Oh, Spirit, thank you. She opens the door for you, and before you walk through, she hugs you. Feel your mother's hug. Feel from spirit to spirit. You step through the door. She walks away, but she walks away happy. You know that she's always the other side of that door, and your spirit begins to engage in your physical body, and you sit in the white light of healing and spirit, and you feel your spirit connecting with your physical body. And the white light leaves your feet, your body, your legs. And your spirit is back, engaged with your feet. physical being. When you're ready, you can come around and be present in this room and knowing the encounter you have had with your mother. How does that feel?
Nice and lovely and sad all at the same time.
I'm actually quite emotional about that. I feel quite emotional for you because I can feel the energy and the bond that your mother had with you so much.
Yeah.
I'd like to do a shuffle of most of the spirit cards.
Please.
Say stop when you feel it bites you.
So.
Wow. Did it even let me read them enough? The top 4 cards will be for you. Spirit, my mother, and Carol. There's loads of cards in this pack. I have trust in you and Spirit that these cards will be messages from you. First card, Alex, I will show to you. And that's from your mother.
My soul's not great. My mind.
My mind is free.
That's where I was starting the conversation off.
Does that fit?
Yeah. My mind's all over the place. 1,000 zillion miles an hour.
The next card.
It was my time.
It's my time to go. Wow, and the final card. I did say 4 actually, so I need to do 4. This is amazing. Believe in yourself, you can do it. So whatever you wish to do and all these things on the back burner, they're not going to stay on the back burner, Alex, because spiritually I won't allow it. Your mother won't allow it. And all your guides won't allow it. I did say 4, so it's important I give you 4. Now, I don't know where this fits, but I still have to give it to you. You have nothing to feel guilty about. Now, for me, I'm channeling family here. There's something to do with your family. I think Carol's saying there's something to do with your family. You have nothing to feel guilty about. Step back. It's not your fault. Don't what that means. You don't need to share that. Has that hit any note with you? If it isn't, can you share it? If not, that's fine.
I can't.
Okay, that's fine.
I can say it.
No, that's fine.
Go say.
Push this. If it fits, I'm happy with that. Okay, that's fine. Did you see your mother? Oh, did you feel your mother?
I was 8-year-old for a little baby boy.
Wow.
Not baby boy, little boy.
Yeah.
I guess the magical moments. Funny, and she was a bit younger. A lot. It was merging from when I recently saw her to magical moments when just that sharing that love.
It's interesting because I do feel when you mentioned Bob was actually hounding me, and I don't know what this means. And I know we're recording now on the podcast, so if it doesn't fit, that's fine. But I'm actually putting my spiritual gift to here in this room. Bob's actually, I'm looking at back, you know, that spiritual carving there. Did your dad ever carve anything wooden? Because what he showed me, what looks like something with wings, I don't know if it's an angel wing, I don't know if it's like a sphinx, I don't know if it's like a phoenix, I don't know what this is, but I need to give you like a piece of woodwork. Now,
Did you know? Did you ever had this conversation?
no, not out piece of them.
His life's work. This is wonderful and sad at the same time.
Oh gosh, is this profound? Oh, come on.
He was going in this art shift because that was an artist.
Right.
He sculpting, painting, sculpting.
Oh, I saw wood.
Yeah, and he did use wood as well. He did use wood. Then he made plaster of Paris. He used wood initially to put the plaster of Paris in. It was a statue of Icarus.
Oh my goodness.
So what did Icarus have?
Wings.
So, and eventually, after about 40 years, 40, Mum, sorry, I pronounced my T's, Mum, 40 years. So this was going on literally for 40 years in the shed. He eventually, Chris made the garden. Now, the sadness here.
Can I just ask, did you ever get to finish it?
Yes, it's in the garden. It was in the garden with wings. It was absolutely, it was a work of art. I mean, Dad was a gardener as well. The garden was and a builder. And what we're doing.
Just picking one whilst we're talking about your dad.
The sadness is, just one.
We've got two now, so you've got to have two.
The sadness is that
I remember saying to Mum, "Oh, what happened? Icarus is gone. He'd been broken." Should I say this? I'm going to say it. This is sad. Dad was a loving man. He believed in his number one thing was children, being so kind, and everything was all about them. The statue didn't fall over because of the wind. Dad took a sledgehammer and smashed it up.
So that's why he showed me the piece, the one with wings.
and it's devastating to him. He was obsessed over it.
So let's see what card you pulled out. The bottom one you were very drawn to. And I believe this is a message from your father. I hope, in fact, I have so much belief because this podcast is really stirring.
Feel healthy and happy.
She's going.
Wow.
Yeah, because I school. So I've got lessons, where's the lesson now?
I think the lesson,
Forgiveness.
I think the lesson is probably forgiveness. I think the lesson as a man.
I think that, because Dad was wrong. Mum and Dad, we had rich friends.
Yeah.
And Dad, I can remember going through their wardrobe, and he had some really lovely suits. And I was a little boy, and I saw these pictures, and look at these, what's going on? They had money, lots of money. Dad got robbed by his business partner, went off. And Dad had to remortgage the house. Dad was a big entrepreneur, business person, but then back then, because his business partner ran off with all the money, it was all in VAT. He had to pay for a fee. And he initially wanted to get him, bash him up. And then he said, he told me the story because I've had people give wrong parts to me. He said, Dad was beaten up by a group of young lads outside the house. I drove from Essex, which is an hour 45, to Aldershot in 45 minutes. I must have.
Do you feel as though your dad?
My dad said to me, "Please give them a chance, forgive them."
I love that.
And when I was saying I talked about that. Do you know before he died 10, 11 years ago? I said, "Well, tell me about that forgiveness thing, Kate. I don't get it." Because I said, "You've got to forgive her." And said, when you got robbed by your business partner, and he said he finally got hold of him 15 years later, and he felt such pity for him. To just let it go.
It's interesting that this podcast now, I mean, we'll probably come to an end of it now. And there's so much, Alex, that I'd like to speak to you. However, we've touched on subjects which we're meant to touch on. And I'm so privileged to chat with you because I hope this has shown people another side to you. I hope I haven't asked the questions which everybody asks. And I wanted to stay away from that. And I want to say, Alex Reid, today, thank you for joining the Spirit Chair with me and my mother and your mother, Carol. Thank you.
Thanks, Mums.